Do you know who the smartest character in Blue Lock is? What about who's the tallest? The richest? Or what about who's the absolute craziest? Well, today I'll go over every single record holder in Blue Lock. But before we jump in, there are just two simple rules for this video. First, we're only picking characters from the Blue Lock project. So that includes every Blue Lock player and even Henri and Ego. But that also means we can't pick characters like Kaiser, as he's not actually part of the project. And second, we can't choose Itoshi since he didn't take part in the Neo Egoist League. Because don't forget, all Japan U20 players joined the Blue Lock project after their match. So let's get started with the record holder for the absolute dumbest character in the series. And yeah, that's easily Gin Gagamaru. If you didn't know, Gagamaru literally eats with his hands because he doesn't know how to use utensils. Like the team even had to teach him how to hold chopsticks. Why? Well, because Gagamaru grew up in the mountains, spending his days climbing trees and fighting bears. Yeah, crazy, right? And although he came down the mountain to go to school, he absolutely hated school. He just wanted to play football. Oh, and when someone asked what he'd do with 100 million yen, he literally said he'd give it back. So yeah, Gagamaru's the dumbest, but who's the smartest? Well, Zantetsu got the classic anime smart guy glasses, but he's obviously not the smartest, because the smartest, that's Ryo Mikage. Ryo's whole thing is being good at literally everything, and that includes being insanely smart. He went to an elite high school where he always ranked at the top of his class, and he's literally known for his intelligence. Like, just look at his chameleon ability. Ryo's crazy fast thinking and intelligence lets him copy other players' skills almost perfectly, like when he copied Aiku's total defense during the U20 match, or even pulled off Nagi's next level trapping like it was nothing. And fun fact, Ryo learned English, Spanish, and German at the same time. So Ryo's absolutely the smartest guy in the series. But talking about smarts and IQ, let's talk about football IQ. And the player with the highest football IQ, yeah, that's easily Yoichi Isagi. His football brain is just OP. Like Isagi's got god-tier spatial awareness and game sense, making him see plays before they even happen. He's literally playing football like it's a game of chess, always 10 steps ahead of everyone else on the field. Like he literally manipulated Rin into entering flow during the U20 Japan match, just so he could then use that awakened version of Rin to score the game-winning goal. That's just insane. Even Itoshi said Isagi's the one who's gonna change Japanese football. That's how ridiculous his football IQ is. Now, who's the tallest in the series? That title goes to none other than Jyubei Aryu. Yep, Aryu's standing at a massive 195 centimeters, or if you're using freedom units, that's about 6 feet 5 inches. So if the ball's in the air, forget about it. Aryu's already up there winning that aerial duel with his crazy jumping power and ridiculous height. And don't forget his long limbs. He can block shots, intercept passes, and just straight up snatch the ball most players wouldn't even get close to. And of course, he does all of this in style. Moving on from the tallest character to one of the shortest characters, and the title for the shortest Blue Lock player goes to Jin Kiora. He's just 165 centimeters tall. That's 5 feet 5 inches. So yeah, he might be small, but don't let the height fool you. Because Kyora's got crazy core strength, so he's super tough in physical matchups. He's quick, super agile, and his dribbling is nasty. Like, thanks to those short legs, he gets so many touches on the ball that it's almost impossible to read where he's going. Plus, his low center of gravity helps him make pinpoint passes and ground shots. Alright, so we talked about the shortest player, but now it's time to talk about the shortest character in the entire Blue Lock project. And that's, of course, Henri Taeri. She's 157 centimeters tall, or 5 feet 2 inches in freedom units. And although she's small, her love for Japanese football is huge. Like, she's actually the one who pushed to get the whole Blue Lock project off the ground in the first place, as she believed that with Ego's help, Japan could eventually win the World Cup. Moving on, let's talk about the unluckiest player in the series. And that title goes to none other than Ryusei Kira. Yeah, you remember Kira, right? The guy who beat Isagi's high school team and was hyped up as a future superstar. Like, he was so good, he even got scouted for Japan's U18 team. So why's he the unluckiest? Well, in the very first round of Blue Lock, with just 1 second left on the clock, Isagi taps into his monster instincts and blasts the ball right into Kira's face and eliminating him from Blue Lock. Like, seriously, if Isagi didn't touch the ball, Bachira would have been the one sent home. But nope, Isagi eliminates Kira, and just like that, his dream of becoming Japan's top striker is gone. So Kira's the unluckiest, but who's the luckiest? Well, that title obviously goes to Gurimu Igarashi. That first elimination round we just talked about, yeah, Igarashi should have 100% been sent home. Like Isagi was right there, just centimeters away from tagging and eliminating him. But as Isagi went for Kira instead, Igarashi lives, so he's already lucky that he's on Team Z. But then, after somehow scoring 100 goals, he survives the second selection by getting paired up with Shido. Like, talk about being lucky. And honestly, I don't even know how he ended up on the bench for the U20 match. And if you're thinking, but Igarashi is unlucky, he didn't make the final U20 team. Think again. Igarashi literally got a pro contract offer after being on the field for 5 minutes and getting free kicks. Like, that's it. So Igarashi is easily the luckiest guy in the series. Now, let's literally pick up the pace and talk about who the fastest character is. And yeah, that title easily goes to Hyoma Chigiri. Chigiri got crazy strong legs and insane footwork that lets him hit ridiculous speeds. And although Zentetsu does beat him in super short bursts, like acceleration over 10 meters, no one beats Chigiri in a full sprint. He can literally just boot the ball down the wing and zoom past defenders, because once he hits max speed, there's no one stopping him. Instead of the fastest, let's talk about the slowest. And this one was tricky. But I had to give this record to none other than Okuhito Aimon. Remember this guy? He was on Team Z during the first selection, but we only ever saw him play as a goalkeeper. Like, not once did this guy actually run on the field. So sorry, but he's automatically the choice for slowest. I mean, there's gotta be a reason he was stuck in goal, right? Anyway, let's move on to the richest character, and that's easily Ryo Mikage. Ryo's the heir to the massive Mikage Corporation, and his total assets are valued at 705.8 billion yen, or around 5.3 billion USD. Yeah, that's a lot. And just listen to this guy's morning routine. His personal assistant Baya wakes him up, then he eats his Eggs Benedict with an enzyme smoothie breakfast, chills in a morning sauna, checks the day's financial news, and then rides to school in a limousine sipping non-alcoholic champagne. Like, who even lives like that? So safe to say Ryo is absolutely the richest. But moving on, let's talk about hair, and more specifically, who holds the title for the absolute best hair. Now sure, some might say it's Chigiri. He's got that long flowing red hair, and yeah, it does look amazing. But come on, the obvious choice here is Jyubei Aryu. Aryu's got long, shiny black hair that literally glows. Like, he could easily be a hair model if he wasn't too busy being stylish on the football pitch. And honestly, if I didn't pick him, he'd probably start crying. Now, who got the worst hair? And come on, Teru Kitsunezato's hair is absolutely the worst. Like, I don't mind that it's orange, but why does he have those black and white stripes on the sides? It just looks so weird. Alright, enough about hair. Instead, let's talk about who the craziest character in the series is. And well, most people would probably say Shido. And yeah, fair enough. This guy's literally a maniac. He's out here fighting everyone. Like, he almost kicked Isagi in the head and he gave Rin a knee to the face. And don't forget, he was literally straight-jacketed and muzzled. But as unhinged as Shido is, he's still not as crazy as Rin Itoshi. Like, just look at this guy. When he uses his pure destruction mode, he turns into a full-on demon. Yeah, Rin literally drags out his opponent's strongest skill and then completely destroy them with it. Like, he humiliated the U20 defenders Neru, Darai, and Neo back-to-back. Aiku and Shido got overrun, and he even stopped his own brother's Sai's insane dribbling. Oh, and don't forget, he's literally said he wants to kill Isagi. So yeah, Isagi might want to keep a little distance from Rin just in case. Moving on, who's the absolute strongest character in the series? Well, that's gotta be Rensuke Kunigami. This guy is a walking hump of muscle, and his physical strength is just insane. We're talking bulldozing through defenders, controlling the ball midair, and straight up bodying anyone that tries to get in his way. Henri even said his physical stats are almost the same as Noel Noah's. Yeah, that's just insane. And when he lets loose that deadly left leg shot, good luck stopping it. His leg power is so crazy, you probably won't even see the ball before it's already in the net. So Kunigami's the strongest, but who's the weakest? Yeah, you probably know who I'm going to say, right? It's, of course, Gurimu Igarashi. Yeah, Igarashi isn't just the worst player, he's also the weakest. Like, when he finally discovered his ego, it was literally just getting free kicks. That's right, his whole playstyle is running into people, getting bodied, and hoping the ref gives him a free kick. So he just gets launched like a ragdoll in every physical matchup. But moving on from physical strength, or well, physical weakness, let's finally start talking about some football records. And first up, let's talk about who's the best dribbler. Is it Kenyu Yukimiya? I mean, with his one-on-one Emperor style, he uses lightning-fast dribbling and explosive speed to break ankles and fly past defenders. But sorry Yukimiya, there's actually someone who's even better at dribbling than you, and that someone is Meguru Bachira. Bachira's basically a dribbling demon with zero fear and endless creativity. With his elastic dribbling and footwork that's so smooth and unpredictable, Isagi said it's impossible to stop Bachira in a 1 versus 1, and when he enters his monstrance flow state, Bachira goes full-on dribbling trance mode. Nutmegs, lightning feints, yeah, he straight up just dances through defenders. Even Aiku had absolutely no chance trying to stop him. And now, after training under Lavino and learning that free-flowing Ginga style at FC Barca, Bachira's dribbling is even more unpredictable, more explosive, and more dangerous than ever. So when Bachira's in the mood, no one can stop him. But instead of dribbling, let's talk about passing. And the best passer in the series is absolutely Yoichi. Hiyori's vision and passing are just insane. Like, he can scan the whole field in seconds and drop pinpoint perfect passes that set his teammates up for easy goals. Long balls, slick through passes, quick one-touch setups. Hiyori's got it all. Do I even need to say more than that? Hiyori is just easily the best passer. Continuing with football records, let's talk about who's the best player. And I know a lot of you guys would say it's Isagi, but Rin Itoshi still holds the spot as the best. Like, Rin can literally score goals from anywhere. Curve shots, power shots, even straight from corners. But it's not just his shooting. He's also got the physical control, skills, vision, technique, and IQ to take down just about anyone. And remember Rin's pure destruction mode I talked about earlier? Yeah, when Rin's got his tongue out, he's just unstoppable. So Rin's absolutely the best Blue Lock Project player in the series at the moment. Talking about the best player, let's talk about who holds the title for scoring the absolute best goal. And yeah, that's absolutely Seishiro Nagi. Yup, it's of course Nagi's legendary goal against Japan's U-20. The ball goes flying high, but Nagi just casually traps it mid-air with that god-tier control, drags it behind him like it's nothing, bounces it off the ground, spins around, and smashes a volley straight into the net. Like, what? The stadium literally went dead silent for a few seconds because everyone was in pure shock, and then boom, erupted with screaming because no one could believe what they just saw. And don't forget that that goal basically broke the internet. Yeah, it's easily one of the craziest goals in football ever. Now, who's the hardest worker? You probably thought about Isagi, right? Well, we all know this guy works extremely hard to become the world's best striker. But nope, the hardest worker, that's absolutely Rensuke Kunigami. Like, just look at all that muscle. That came from working out 24/7. We even see him training alone after everyone else calls it a night in the first selection. And don't forget that Kunigami was the only one who beat some of the bastard München players in the obstacle course during the Neo Egoist League. So his physical fitness is just insane. But okay, who's the least hardest worker? Yeah, well, that's obviously Seishiro Nagi. We mostly just see this guy sleeping or playing video games. He doesn't even want to walk himself, so he's got to get a piggyback ride from Ryo. And fun fact about Nagi, his favorite animals are sloths, koalas, and pandas because he thinks they look like they have easy lives. So yeah, he's absolutely the least hardest worker. Some other records that need to be mentioned are biggest playboy, and that's obviously Oliver Aiku. Like, this guy's an absolute lover boy. He gets a ton of Valentine chocolates, and somehow he manages to have a new girlfriend like every single week because he's just that charming. Although, yeah, the guys hate how popular he is. Now for worst gentleman, and that's Eita Otoya. This guy uses his super ninja techniques to swoop in on girls, but it's mostly him going in for surprise kisses. Just zero charm and zero chill. So he's absolutely the worst gentleman. And finally, who holds the record for most handsome? Well, everyone's got their own opinion, like maybe you think Rin, maybe you think Aiku, maybe you even think Bachira. But the right answer, according to Blue Lock, is Ryo Mikage. Why? Because it said Ryo is basically perfect. Yeah, his face is super well proportioned. He's got those big, determined eyes, a sharp jawline, and that whole tall, elegant vibe going on. And back in high school, he had dozens of admirers chasing after him. Anyway, who do you think holds the record for the most handsome, and what is your favorite Blue Lock record? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and watch this video next.